If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
We're at the Mallets in Boston. What a cool place this is. Give it up for Bryant McKinnie again, everybody. Here's a little known fact about Bryant McKinnie. This is true. Bryant, you still owe me a tennis match.
Oh yeah, I do.
We challenged each other a couple weeks ago. Bryant McKinnie, this man at 360 pounds, runs around tennis courts. When did you start playing tennis?
About 2 years ago. It's funny.
What led you to hit a tennis court?
I have a friend of mine, Venus. She plays tennis, and she
Venus.
Yeah.
Venus. I've heard of a tennis player named Venus.
She plays tennis, and we should talk about how football and tennis was. I feel like football, of course, is harder. And she was saying, well, try playing tennis, and I actually took up tennis. You know, as a hobby, I actually like it now, and been playing tennis ever since.
But, all right, hang on. Let me take a step back. This is the Venus. It's the same Venus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You say friend. There's nothing more to that, is there? Or is there maybe a little more to that?
There probably was before.
Oh! That's impressive.
Are we going to send that out as a text?
I think
we're going to send that out as a mass text.
Did people know that there was something going on? Was that like a common thing that people knew there was something going on between the two of you?
Some people did. Some, you know, writers wrote little stuff about it here and there. I mean, I went to Wimbledon last year, 2010, and we were just at different. I was at a lot of tennis matches, basically.
Glenn, I know where you're going with this.
Right.
Glenn's going to Wimbledon, so you're going to get hit up for tickets at some point.
Oh, okay.
I can break that news to you right now.
True. Oh, right. I'm going to Wimbledon next year.
Go ahead.
I had a second part of that, which is there still something between you and Venus?
We've spoken a few times this year.
Really?
Yeah, we're just friends.
So there's let's say maybe like at the playoff game in a week or so, perhaps, we look up in one of those boxes and there's Venus?
Possibly.
Oh, I'd be excited for that. I would get excited about it.
But you know what's funny is her sister stays in D.C., their older sister, who's their lawyer, Isha. So she's been to a few of the games. So, I mean, Venus isn't in Australia right now, just Serena. So, I mean, it's possible that Venus could come.
That's really cool, man. That's a really cool. Did you have to deal with any like the paparazzi or anything like that?
What's funny is her and Serena, like Serena is more in that paparazzi stuff where we have to pick somewhere real low-key, karaoke bar or something like that. And somewhere where you won't run into her.
Did you sing karaoke with her?
Actually, I have.
What do you sing? Hang on a second. We're getting to the important stuff.
Yeah, forget football. I got football questions.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone, Forrester. What's your go-to when you show up at karaoke bar?
California Love.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
I don't know. I just go with the flow. I don't have like a go-to song. I need to find one, something I can stick to.
Are you a regular? I mean, is it?
Well, I used to like karaoke a long time ago, but then they actually got me started back going to karaoke because that's what they like to do.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Like, we have some at their house that have karaoke, DJ and everything. Like, we're big on karaoke.
Do they have any other sisters who are available by any chance? My girlfriend's not listening. Don't listen for a second. Any other sisters that are...
We might.
All right, we need to talk about that more afterwards. All right,
so we woke up here this morning, and it is absolutely freezing. Now, born in New Jersey, college in Miami, and then you went to Minnesota, where it's really cold. Yeah, but it's cold there, right? Do you have any good legendary Lambeau Field, dude, it was freaking cold stories? Any really good ones?
Chicago actually was a game that, you know, was right on the water. And I think we played it like in December, and that was a really cold game.
Was it an adjustment to Miami?
I'm going to tell you a really cold game was when our stadium had collapsed, and we had to play outside.
Oh, last year! Last year! And you played in Minnesota.
It was like this, right? Yeah, it was still frozen.
It's like that.
And nobody really paid that attention, but the ground was still frozen, so it was like slip back.
Well, it's funny because now that you're here, and now that you're one of us, we'll talk about this. Glenn and I were doing the morning show together, and the next morning, because they beat you bad, right? They beat you bad. The next morning, because you guys were adamant already, we went on the air and I said, nobody on the Vikings wanted to play last night. Like, you could tell from the very first whistle.
Man.
Yeah, it was cold, wasn't it?
When you got the word that's what you were playing, what was your reaction when they said, we're going to go play outdoors?
Remember our kicker, he got on Twitter and like kind of made a rant about...
Right, the punter. It was the punter that said something, right?
Because he got on there with like, talked about the field. The field was kind of bad. But I guess they were like, well, this show got to go on. We're not flying back to Detroit to play. We had to go to Detroit.
Right. Right.
Too much last season.
Right.
Minnesota's a crazy place, man. You know, you ever walk up, like wake up in the morning, walk outside and say, how in the hell am I supposed to get to work today?
There's a few times you'll go to sleep and it's fine and you wake up and there's like 5 or 6 inches of snow out of nowhere.
Didn't deal with that much in Miami.
No,
not much of that.
Did the criticism hurt you? Did it bother you? Some of the stuff that was said, and you went there, you gave a Pro Bowl effort for all those years, and then just like that, the fans on the internet, whatever, wherever it was.
Because it was a little more than just me gaining weight. It was a money issue. They were trying to restructure contracts. You see, as soon as I left, Adrian Peterson got a big deal. Chad Greenway, like they were trying to renew contracts. So they were trying to make money fit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
but did it hurt you what was said?
I didn't read it. I don't read like you know, people are trying to tell me, of course, like, right. Did you see what they said? Like, don't read the paper for a reason.
Right.
So, you know, it's funny though, we were talking the other day on my show and you said, yeah, but I don't mind showing some of the other teams that didn't want me. I don't mind showing them. Yeah, I still got a thing or two left.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought I didn't. I'm not that old. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting old, we can't do it anymore.
Right. Did you know, I'm sure you obviously knew how great a player Jonathan Ogden was, but did you realize when you came here that everyone, this is the way it is.
Take the full one?
It's like playing center field for the Yankees. It's become, if you're the left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to be compared to Jonathan Ogden.
Definitely, he was somebody I watched, you know, as I entered the league, like between him, Walter Jones, and Orlando Pace. I watched him, you know, as a young player, so that was somebody I kind of looked up to in the league, you know, technique and everything. So, I mean, it was good, and you know, I talked to him. I actually met him before I even got here. I met him a few times while I was still with him, so conversated with him. So he's a good person.
Go ahead. Jared Allen is a guy that we haven't seen much here. Tell us about him a little bit. Obviously on the other side of the ball, but a guy that you went up against in practice. I'm sure.
Jared is a good defensive end. He works well with his hands. He's great speed, and he can change directions pretty good. So he's like a pretty good all-around like defensive end. You don't want to get into a situation where your team has to keep passing the ball because they're behind, because that's when he'll just put his ears back and just go.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.